Ducey.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. It's an honour and pleasure to rise in wholehearted support of the Greater Christchurch Regeneration Bill in its third reading. And there is a saying, I think, Mr Speaker, if I reflect on when Canterbury Rugby's doing well, the All Blacks are doing well. And I think we can take that one further to say when Canterbury's doing well, the whole of New Zealand's doing well. And I think I'd like to extend my support and thank you to all New Zealanders who have stuck up for Canterbury and continue to give us valuable support. I'd also like to acknowledge the support and unwavering commitment of the Honourable Jerry Brownlee and Honourable Nicky Wagner that they have provided Canterbury as it's faced some tough times and looks to rebuild. Because I think what this bill represents, Mr Speaker, is a government that has listened, that's listened to other parties in the House, it's listened to Christchurch City Council, and it's listened to the strategic partners like a my electorate, Waimak District Council, but most of all it's listened to Cantabrians on the ground. And I think the bill reflects that, Mr Speaker, because what we're doing here as the SERA Act expires in the next month, we're providing a new legal framework, and that new legal framework will provide clarity, it will provide expectations of Christchurch City Council, of strategic partners, of the government. But overall, and underpinning this, Mr Speaker, I think more importantly, it provides people of Canterbury with confidence as we move from recovery to regeneration. But what I'd like to do is just make a few points in my call today, Mr Speaker. And the first one, I think, and it's demonstrated and reflected in this bill, that we need to include strategic partners, and it's vital that we include strategic partners such as Waimak District Council, Selwyn District Council, Environment Canterbury, because they need a bigger part into regeneration plans. Greater Christchurch and how we view that has completely changed now with population growth and shifts. In my electorate, Waimakariri District is now the third biggest district in the South Island. Now it goes Christchurch, Dunedin and Waimak. So we need integrated systems when we look at things like transport. So many people growing up in Christchurch will appreciate my story of in the old days travelling from like Brynwer to Belfast was like a day trip. You'd pack your lunch to go over the Sticks Mill Bridge. But now Belfast would arguably be central Christchurch. And what we need to think about is how we connect towns like Rolleston, Rangiora and Kaiapoi. So, you know, when we hear things like for example, with transport, the Cranford Street extension getting voted down to the detriment of commuters not only in North Christchurch but in North Canterbury who very much need reliable travel times. It's great that strategic partners will have increased input into these regeneration plans, Mr Speaker. I also want to make a point around social well-being being included as a purpose of regeneration. So I think we need to make special note of that. International research shows years 3 to 7 as some of the most problematic for psychological and social recovery post-disaster. So it was great to see the government respond with an extra $20 million recently for mental health services. In the last budget, we allocated $16 million, which is still available for counselling services. And overall, it was great for me to bring the Health Minister into Waimakariri, Mr Speaker, to see the work that the schools are doing in a town like Kaiapoi, which was hard hit with the first earthquake, with helping students around issues like anxiety and stress. But I would like to make this point that MPs are here to help, and if anybody knows someone who needs further support, to get in contact with their local MP. And just a final point, Mr Speaker, there's plenty of young Cantabrians who'll go on their OE this year and they'll get out there and discover a wider world view. And they'll realise how competitive cities are around the world. Competitive for tourists, for a skilled workforce, for businesses that will provide jobs and growth. And we need to take this opportunity to be aspirational and ensure that we have the chance of building the best new small city in the world, and take that with both hands and ensure the new Christchurch, the new Greater Christchurch and the new Canterbury is an exciting place to live, work and visit. And what I just want to finish with, Mr. Speaker, is to say that it's fantastic to see this bill has cross-party support, unified support. We are one region, we are Canterbury, and very proudly we're one-eyed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.